I want to play you for your sound. There's a lady whose name is Liz Cambage. She's one of the top centers in the WNBA. So what happened was there's a head coach named Curt Miller. He's been with the Connecticut Sun for a good amount of time. He was just suspended and fined $10,000 because apparently he was trying to get a call during a game. He yells at the ref, hey, come on, she's 300 pounds in there, right? So apparently Liz Cambage heard it, and this was her post on Twitter.
Something went down in today's game, and I need to speak on it because if there's one thing about me is that I will never let a man disrespect me. Ever, especially a little white one. So to the coach of Connecticut, I'm sorry, little sir man, I do not know your name. But the next time you try to call out a referee, trying to get a call being like, come on, she's 300 pounds. I'm going to need you to get right, baby, because I'm 6'8". I just double checked because I love to be correct and get facts. I'm weighing 235 pounds and I'm very proud.
Okay, so do we all understand the hypocrisy in it, right? Like, nobody really. Do you really care that Curt Miller is a smaller white dude? She's a big lady. But if you're really going to take it personal when somebody goes over the top and says, like, come on, ref, she's 300 pounds. If you really want to be judged as a legitimate sport, this has been the problem with women's sports in the grand scheme of things. It's just, you want to be judged as equals. I'm okay. Everyone's okay with that. You want to be judged at the same as a men's sport. Okay. Then, look, there's just a reality to a lot of the things that you say which go against that. You don't actually want that. You can't be all about inclusivity and anti-racism and then make fun of the fact that he's a little white dude. You can't say, I'm proud to be a big girl, whatever. And she didn't say big girl, but whatever. And then when he goes over the top with his comments, you suddenly act like you're so offended by it. In the idea that you're offended when you're not, but you're only offended because you hear it and if you're going to be offended, that's fine. But we do see the hypocrisy to it, right? Like everybody understands it. It's no different than the women's national soccer team. You're like, well, we want to be paid to the level of the men. Like, actually, you get a higher percentage of the cut of men. The difference is that anytime you roll out a soccer ball with the men's national team and you bring in these other national teams, we generate far more revenue. Your cut's actually bigger. It's just a smaller chunk of money. You know? And it's like the WNBA. Like, we want to be paid at a level commensurate with, like, you play in the summer, you play limited games, you've had to go to smaller arenas. If you want to play in big arenas, you do understand that's a bigger lease payment that you have to make. This is no different than when a woman runs for president. Like, again, you don't have to necessarily, the comments don't have to be sexist, but like people can pick apart your argument just like anybody else's argument and not make it about your sex or just the argument that you're representing. If it's off limits to go over the top about somebody's weight, fine. Then it's got to be off limits to make fun of somebody's height and somebody's race. I'm not the only one. And again, for anyone's record, I don't care. Like, look, my dad was a little white dude. Matter of fact, his nickname at Rucker Park was the white boy from Long Island. Okay. Right? He was white. He moved out to Long Island when he was 13, but by the time he was playing in Rucker, he was like in his 20s. Okay. But you can't act like you're some quasi offended by it. Get a dude suspended, get 10 grand of his money when your commentary is equally, if not more offensive. That's the height of hypocrisy.